Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Sarabjit Sidhu. Today I will walk you through what are the opportunities in medical writing, how you can make a good career in a medical writing, and what is the salary, what is the scope, and where you can apply. So let's start. So medical writing is the function of clinical trial. So let's little bit understand what clinical trial is. So clinical trial is they are the scientific experiment. As you are doing experiments in your lab. But what makes them a different? Why there is so much hype and discussion around it? Because they involve in human. So if you are doing some experiment in your lab, if you have done some mistake, the cost is not human life, but here you are dealing with human or research participant, patient, right? So you have to be very careful. That's one aspect. Second is it is always because the humans are involved, so always performed under the control. And if you wanted to say that X treatment is working, then you have to show the data, which is quantify specific aspect of the treatment. If you wanted to say this treatment is effective, then by what percent, 70%, 60%, you have to tell that. So clinical trial, we answer two questions in these things. One is safety and another is efficacy. So just imagine all of you have sometime taken a treatment, like you have gone to a doctor, you may have taken a drug, maybe your family member has undergone surgery, right? You ask only two questions. First is this safe? क्या इसके साइड इफेक्ट तो नहीं है? सेकंड, क्या मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा? एफिकेसी इज इट वर्किंग? क्या मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा? इज एफिकेसी इज दिस रियली ट्रीटमेंट विल वर्क और नॉट? सेफ्टी, क्या इसके कोई साइड इफेक्ट तो नहीं है? सो दीज आर द टू थिंग्स वी आंसर इन द क्लिनिकल ट्रायल. होल clinical trial and studies, they revolved on these two questions: safety first, second is efficacy. So now why I wanted to tell you that why clinical trial are important. No new drug, you can't bring any drug in the market with or a therapy without clinical trial. If you want to market some drug, say no matter how good it is, how good research you have done, if you wanted to launch it in the market, wanted to sell, then clinical trial is the only answer, right? So there are times like in our country in 2013 clinical trials were banned because the number of deaths were high. So there is an impression in a population that maybe in a clinical trial people are not treated well. They think we are guinea pigs, but no, it is not like that. In a patient in clinical trial, they are treated with greater degree of care. Every aspect is looked into it. They, even if some patient report that he or she is having headache, extra care is given. So there are some clinical trials like life-threatening disease, the patient get a free treatment. That's why they enroll themselves in the trial, right? More important, these trials are governed by the regulation, like in our country, which is the regulation DCGI, right? Under CDSCO, the DCGI is governing clinical trials. So there is a local, which is for our country, this is DCGI, and international guideline, those are regulation. International guideline is ICH, right? So these are guiding them. So it is just like your law. If you're not following it, you will get a punishment, right? So we have strong guideline for a clinical trial. So now drug development is not an easy process. It takes a lot of time to bring any product in the market. Average is 12 to 15 years of the time it takes us. And another thing is attrition rate is very high. Like maybe you are starting with 10,000s of molecule, but only maybe one is coming in the market. So success rate is 0.01%. So success rate is very less. That means it is an expensive process. So lot of energy, not only expensive, energy also goes in. So that's why they need a skilled people, so that no mistake has been done. So this is bit of the history you should be knowing. what benefits of a clinical research, that's also will give you, one of idea that why you wanted to pursue a career which is having a impact. So this is the career where you can have an impact, you can contribute to a drug development. So that is one additional benefit along with your job, so that you are contributing in a drug development. It benefits patient, because if you are bringing new treatment, like we have seen the pandemic, then all the researchers, they work aggressively to bring the COVID vaccine, so it benefited all across the globe, right? So clinical research also help you to improve the therapeutic regimes. It ensures that evidence based advancement in medical practices. By saying evidence, so by research you get a data, so you are not by yourself saying that this treatment is better, that treatment is working, these are the side effects. It is coming from some data. So evidence, we have some proof. The market में drug तभी आता है जब there is a proof that it is working, right? So now there are a couple of functions in a clinical trial. So you can say there are a couple of departments, like clinical operation, that execution of the trial study is a clinical operation. Your job, CRC, CRA, right? Clinical trial analyst, monitor, they are coming under clinical operation. So you here most of the research goes on site, CRO supports them, right? So this is clinical operation, like when you are doing your actual trial, patient is coming, you are giving a medicine, you are checking the vitals, you are taking blood, to a test, you are doing a blood work. So all is happening in a clinical operation. So CRC, CRA job, or clinical trial analyst, clinical trial master file specialist, all exist here in clinical operation. Now today I more wanted to focus on a medical writing. So medical writing is, as I have explained you, that clinical research is guided by some regulations, guidelines, and it is an expensive process. So that means documentation is required, right? Who prepare all these documents? Like your protocol, say your ICF, right? Only by medical writing. All the documents that we are using in clinical studies, clinical research, clinical trials, you can say anything, is prepared by medical writers. So medical writers, scientific writers, publication writers, those jobs come under this medical writing. Regulatory affairs, when you submit the file to DCGI or FDA, right? So who prepare this file? Regulatory affairs. So regulatory affairs is always mainly a smaller team, right? So like your IND application, NDA application, this is prepared by regulatory department. So that is the regulatory affair. Data management. Now clinical operation, we said they are taking the vitals, blood work going on, right? Patient visits, many more things. SAE हो गया, AEs हो गया. So there is lot of data clinical operation is generating. Who is processing this data? Data management team. Data management team will process this data. Now coming to, I started my question with two things, safety and efficacy. So clinical trial, we are doing everything under control. How about once drug is in the market? Who will be ensuring the safety? Because in the market, anyone can take the drug, right? So anyone can take, that means you need some people to watch it. Pharma is drug, covigilance is watch. So that department is known as a pharmacovigilance. So today we will be focusing on more in the opportunity of medical writing, what it is, what skills you need, right? So medical writing is that you are preparing all the document, like your protocol, informed consent form, right? Case report forms, investigator brochures, and many more, right? Maybe SOPs, manuals. There are multiple documents, those are needed in a clinical trial, summaries. And once trial is over, then your clinical study report. All this is prepared by the medical writers. right? And medical writing is conveying medical information to healthcare community, and this healthcare community can be regulatory bodies and common public, and it revolve around the 4 C's, that writing should be clear, it should be concise, it should be credible. Credible means you can trust, so which means it is coming from some data, you by yourself is not saying, and is complete. So if I wanted to say that drug X is effective by 90% against respiratory infection, this maybe I am saying this, right? This sentence, look at this sentence, this is very simple sentence, and but this is complete. You are saying it is credible also, because we are saying using some data, 90%, this came from a research, right? So this is credible, you can trust. It is concise, sentence is very simple. I am not writing it, the drug X demonstrated in XYZ experiment, blah blah blah. I am not making sentence very complex. It's simple. Drug X is effective means it is giving a treatment by 90% for what? Respiratory infection. I can make it more clear if I am saying that drug X is effective by 90% in treating, instead of saying that against, treating respiratory infection. So I can replace this against with the treating also. I can make it more clear. So one sentence is giving you end-to-end information. Now look at this sentence also from a view how complex it is. It's very simple, right? So in a medical writing, sometimes students get afraid is that I won't be able to make it because my English is not that good. But that is not the case. You will be needing a competent level English, because we are always having template to work on. Now for whom you will be writing? Medical writers, they write for number of, you said audience. One is your regulatory agencies who give you approval, like your DCGI, like your FDA. What document you write them for them is like your protocol, especially CSR, clinical study report, safety narratives. All these are for them, right? So you have to focus on the scientific aspect a lot, that from where your information is getting, is this correct, right? You have to view it from the lens of regulatory, because if your document is not correct, regulatory can reject also. So which means your trial will get delayed, which means your drug won't get launched in the market on a time. So this is what you should be expecting when you are writing a document for a regulatory agency. Ethics committee, those are looking at ethical perspective. Basically they are there to safeguard the patient rights. So like document ICF, informed consent form, specifically language of informed consent form. If there is any compensation will be provided to participant, will be reviewed by ethics committee. All SE reports will be going to ethics committee. Internal stakeholder, there might be many team members in within your team who is doing in the trial, so you have to share your document with them. Doctors, once the drug is in the market, you have to share the information with them, right? A common public, like a patient, right? Patient or a normal people like us, you prepare information in terms of a summary, so do you share with them. So medical writing is evidence-based writing. Either writer creates evidence or present evidence in a predefined format. Predefined format, what I am saying is, we are always having a templates. Like you go for admission in your college, you are having some form, you fill that form. Name will come first, then DOV come against, right? Then last year's percentage, marks, all there is a flow, so you don't miss any information. So similarly in a medical writing, you have template like protocol template, clinical study report template. For everything you have a templates. So now how about the demand of a medical writing? So you will be pursuing any career if there is a demand, right? Now you will be see that as of now we have unmet medical needs, right? there is a lot of gap. We still need our treatment for certain things. Still we don't have a treatment of a cancer. There is many like infectious disease, they are not curable till now. Many more rare disease, of course this is a challenge, right? So there is a drastic rise in number of ailments, and then you need to find a treatment for these. Like COVID was one of the example, like suddenly came, like suddenly people need to pay it attention. So more treatment means so more number of unmet medical needs means we will be needing more clinical trial, more medical writing document. More medical writing document means you will be needing a more medical writers. One is aspect is that. Second is that regulatory requirements are evolving. Like in our country only, after in 2019 we have new drug rules, right? Now there is no schedule Y, right? So new drug rules are there. So new requirements means new documents. New documents means more medical writers are needed. Not only that, in addition to that, you this year European Union, they have made it mandatory that you have to also submit the summaries in a lay language. So new requirements are coming, new documents are coming. So the need of medical writer. So this work is always interesting and demand is always high. So this is one report that I have taken from my internet, is that it is expected to grow by 9%. You can also run your this research over a Google to find out like what is the market scope of a medical writing. So what type of scientific medical writer undertake, what type of documents you will be working on. So first is throughout the life cycle of a drug development. As I explained, you will write protocol, clinical trial report, clinical study report is also known, investigator brochure, or you can say that informed consent form, SOPs, manuals, clinical trial summaries, lot many document, research paper, or scientific writing. You will be writing abstract, journal article for leading journals, because any clinical trial that you are doing, right, that you need to publish a paper for that. So for that you will be writing for the research papers, leading journals, right? Or advertising copying for pharma and other companies. If they have to launch any product in the market, they have to position it in the market. Who will prepare those documents? Medical writers. Internet content, you go to any company's website, so much is written about all their products. Who is writing those? Medical writers. Medical educational material, once the new product is in the market, you have to inform doctors, you have to educate healthcare professionals. Who will prepare these? Medical writers. And additional marketing, you will see there are so many ads coming on for XYZ product. Who is preparing that material? Medical writers. Addition to that, protocol and result summaries goes on international registers like ct.gov, which means clinicaltrial.gov, CTRI India, this is of Registry of India. So protocol may be of 100 pages, but you will be preparing a summary of 2 to 3 pages. Concise information. But look at this, these protocol and result summaries are anyone can see, common public can see. You can use it as a learning resource also. I'll strongly encourage today clinicaltrial.gov, visit clinicaltrial.gov and CTRI. You will learn a lot. I can cover this in some other session. Patient education material. When you are recruiting some patient, you have to tell them why they can participate in this trial, and what will happen to them in this trial. Then you have to use very simple language when you are preparing this type of material. You can't use placebo randomized, right? You have to simplify that these words. So that is patient education material. So this is prepared by a medical writer. Physician speech that they deliver over on the conferences. Posters that you're presenting on the conferences. Sales training material when company is marketing their product. Policy document, like you go to ICMR website, you go to WHO website, you will find So many documents over there. Who prepare those? Medical writers, right? Like what will be India's policy to treat TB, what will be India's policy to handle infectious disease, how we will be tackling mental health illnesses, what is our priority, that all comes with the disease burden. So this is confirmed by the policy documents. So these are certain skills. I won't spend much time here, because these you can, if you are student now onwards, you can start building these skills. One is attention to detail. Attention to detail means read carefully your document. That's it. So how you can develop this habit? By now, try to read one paper every day. Not every day if possible, one in week or one in month. Try to see that how information is presented. Try to read these research papers and try to grab the information from them. Ability to write clearly, that's of course if you wanted to be a medical writer. You clearly means not exceptional English. Clearly means your sentence should be complete, clear. There should be information which is credible, data based, data driven. And you have to work with across the teams. Mostly they are remote, so that means your communication is good. So communication good means doesn't mean that exceptional as a fluent English. No, you are able to share your thoughts. You are able to share your ideas with all the team members. Suppose you identify some error in some of the document, correct? So if you are able to write and email around that and can tell your team members, that means good communication. And if you disagree with some point, if you are able to share that in a polite way, so that is good communication. And of course you have to work independently, like no one will be there to remind you your work. So you have to, I yourself have to complete that. And knowledge and understanding of medicine, of course all the students who are from life sciences, medicine or pharmacy background, they are having this skill already. Mostly work is deadline oriented, which means you have to be focused. You have to pay attention, because see, this is serious business. You are having impact, you are dealing with human life, there are regulations. So of course you have to be focused. And one habit which will help you as a medical writer a lot, reading habit. So when there is some document, there may be 10 sources. Like if you are working on a protocol, maybe investigative brochure you have to refer, maybe you have to refer few PubMed article. So you need to understand, you are able to do a thorough research. That's why I was just wanted to emphasize on the fact that as a student, now onwards, start reading paper, start writing small articles in your for college magazine. It's very small effort, but it will help you in a long run. Now these are what are the roles that medical writer can perform. So of course as a medical writer, this can be this you can go on any job portal today and can try to find this type of role, or medical writer associate, or you can say scientific writer also, right? Who writes the document, or clinical trial transparency associate also, who writes the protocol summaries and result summaries. Once you have 4 to 5 years of experience, you can be a senior medical writer. And senior medical writer, they earn really well, like maybe from 15 lakh to 30 lakh. Because this is really good position. You will be a peer review. Now you will be reviewing the documents for a consistency, correct? So review the document written by writers to ensure the scientific accuracy, logical flow of the document. QC specialist, like look at this role. I wanted to emphasize. So now someone has developed the documents. Maybe medical writer has written a protocol. So senior medical writer will review it from a logical they will do a QA, quality assurance. But in a clinical trial, lot of data is presented. Lot of numbers are there, right? Thousands of numbers. And who will review this? QC specialist. They will verify it with source. Like if you have written if you have written 20 mg at 10 places in a protocol, this QC specialist will check first from where this 20 mg has came, and is it written same on all the places. If there are 5 sections, is it written same in all those 5 sections? If there is a discrepancy, this person will leave a comment. So why I am emphasizing on this? This is an entry level position. There are times that you will see medical writer QC specialist position with many contract research organization, because your role will be to check the data from a source document and check the grammatical and formatting errors, like is the font is all same in all the places, sentence structure is same. That's the role of a QC specialist. If you see this type of position, apply it. Don't see that this is a quality control position, I wanted to be a medical writer. Transition from here to here will be very easy. From QC specialist to medical writer, transition will be easy. And of course, if you got a lot of experience, you can be a consultant, senior consultant, or team lead. Or if you become more senior, you can be a project manager leading a project. There are times that medical writer don't wanted to go into people management. They really wanted to focus on their writing, so they can be a principal medical writer, experts, basically experts in this field. This is an excellent position to have in. So today, go to job portals and try to search these roles. Try, you can prepare yourself mentally. You can create a vision for yourself, future vision for yourself. Who can be medical writer? So anyone whose background is life sciences, maybe biotech, your geology, botany, anything, right? Masters in pharmacy, even bachelors in pharmacy. If you are life sciences student, it's good if you are postgraduate, but if you are pharmacy student, you can start your career after graduation only. Nursing student, medical student, MBBS student, or dental student, physiotherapist, anyone who has a background of medical sciences, right? And of course the PhDs. So anyone who has a knowledge of life sciences, they can be a medical writer or scientific writer. So where you can apply, pharma companies. So this is wrong. This is not clinical. This is contract. I'm sorry for that. Contract research organization, also known as CROs, medical device companies, biotech companies, medical communication and marketing advertise agencies, medical education companies, as a freelancer also. So it's easier to come here first. If you wanted to start your job, I will suggest start with a contract research organization. Like in India, so many: IQVIA, Syneos, PPD, Icon, Praxil, Lambda. There are many, right? If you are putting in Google like top CROs in India, you will find. From time to time, they used to post the jobs for medical writer. Apply there. Once you have some experience in contract research organization, it's very easy to go to a pharma company. And salary, as of now, this is the number I have taken from a Glassdoor only. So average, it is starting with 25. But one thing is very good in medical writing career. Once you start and gain some skills, then you can increase your earning at exponential rate. So you can increase your salary by changing, by upgrading your skills. So this is starting. You can also do your research on a Glassdoor. So these are some major international writing association I wanted to bring in your attention. One is, of course, American Medical Writing Association. I don't recommend you to take their membership. You can if you want, but at least follow them, because they post lot of material, and they publish many articles also. Those are very helpful to a medical writer. And this European Union, they also sometimes organize free webinar, like the way I am giving you end-to-end detail today. They also do the same. So you can participate, but only thing you have to do, you have to register and you have to log in at that time. They keep on organizing these webinars from time to time. And I have seen in their news they are also bringing one book on a writing. I'm not sure by when that will be in the market, but this is in the development. So this is very good, you can say, the association to follow. Additionally, International Society for a Medical Publication Professional, drug information. So these are the some resources you can follow on if you wanted to be a medical writer. So with this, I will conclude. I hope this session is helpful, and because it took me a lot of effort to prepare this. If there is some suggestion, leave it. And if you find it helpful, this session, if you have find it helpful, leave in the comment section that it is helpful. Thank you so much.